Hello everyone, Alara Games here, and today we're going to be doing the very first video that I thought of doing, and that is a Dark Souls 2 boss ranking video. We're going to go from easiest to hardest. Obviously you can tell we're starting with the easiest, but the first boss, number 29, is the Dragonrider. He was the second boss that I killed, I think. He was the second or third boss, and I just ran right through him. He was so easy. Like, I felt bad, so I let him hit me a couple times. Like, that's how easy this boss is. He swings for like 5 seconds and then just doesn't do anything. He's really not an issue at all. Let's go to number 28. Number 28 being the first boss that I fought this playthrough, the Last Giant. He's also the first boss that you'll likely fight in general, so there shouldn't be a lot of struggle here, but yeah, pretty much you just angle swipe him, and then that's literally all there is to it. You just ankle swipe him a bunch, and then halfway through the fight he'll just rip his arm off like a lunatic because all he needs is more range whenever you're right underneath him. Anyways, I guess I should go into context about the build that I used for this run. I did a strictly dexterity build, used all dexterity weapons. Didn't really struggle that much. As you can see, now some bosses I struggled with, some I didn't. This is one that I did not struggle with, because he's not really a pain at all. You shouldn't be a worry, like, at all. And then let's go to number 27. Number 27 being Covetous Demon. I thought this boss was so easy that I did a challenge. I used all of my Estus and then unequipped it before going in this fight. Now I could be sure not to heal. Lo and behold, I don't even think this boss hit me. I can't remember if he did or not. Oh wait, it's not hard to remember. No, he didn't hit me. This boss is easy. Let's go on to number 26. Being the same as number 28, but, you know, a lot bigger in a ghillie suit with a greatsword. Same name of the game here, except this is the second to last boss that you should be fighting. Chronologically, at least. There are 2 other bosses that are literally the last 2 that you don't have to fight, but they're just optional. I fought them because, you know, hey, I'm a content creator. I was wondering why I only had 29 bosses for this footage and not 30. I only have 29 because I didn't start recording in time for the Belfry Gargoyles fight, which you guys didn't want to see anyway because there was a whole lot of struggle in that video. But as you can see, about from halfway in the game into later, I've been using the Black Knight Halberd, and it's understandable why. It's really good. And now let's go on to the next one. Nashandra, which is the final boss of the game. I did not struggle at all with this boss. As you could see, this was my first time fighting it, but also this was not the last boss that I fought in my playthrough. I played on to the DLCs, it's just they're not featured here in this video, because I barely killed the first boss. And then I figured, hey, I can't do that. I can't keep doing this. I'm gonna keep getting gang raped. Therefore, I just stopped, traded in the game so I could do my last stream for my previous channel, Excavator 3, today. I'm doing the audio for this video on New Year's Eve, and I will be uploading this on New Year's Day. I think this year has been, it's been all over the place for me personally. Like, it had its ups and it definitely had its downs. Like, it's got its downs right now, but that's another story for another day. Pretty much this video was meant to come out in July and June on my last channel, but was put off so far due to family issues. I just decided, hey, when I make my new channel, I'll just do it as the first video for that one. And it's working out good. It's doing good, I guess. Nothing really bad happening other than the fact that we had an easy final boss. Let's go to the next one. Next one being Demon of Song. I've always wanted there to be a giant frog condom boss in my Souls games. Finally glad that they took my advice. This boss isn't hard. As you can see, I'm still using the Black Knight Halberd. When I got it, I immediately got it to +5. So not a lot of these bosses are going to be struggling, but I also broke my armor in the previous area. So that's why I am armorless in this video. I had already started using the, what's it called, armor by this time. Havel's armor. I'd already started using his armor. No, I was using the outfit I was using before then, but that outfit broke. Therefore, I'm using no armor. So yeah, that's why I'm like getting totally gang raped by this enemy, or this boss. The boss himself isn't hard, that's why he's so high up on the list, but I hate the area before then. The boss itself isn't hard, getting to it is a pain. I was thinking about putting him a little bit higher on the list because it took me hours to get through this previous area, and to kill the boss on my second or third try. I can't remember how long it's been. You gotta remember I've been finished and ready to record this since summer break. Why does this have to be such a pain? But either way, you'll still see me tanking some light damage in this fight, but pay that no mind, I have plenty of Estus. You have to help the fact that this boss takes more than I do. It's just he doesn't have an automatic healer. See, him stepping on you also breaks armor, so that's how my last armor had been broken. Or not my last armor, yeah. I'm trying to attempt it before, and then, you know, dying, losing souls, you know, that whole process. Overall, this boss really isn't hard, it's just time-consuming. As you can see, it took all of my Estus. Let's go to the next boss, which is the Twin Dragonriders. If you remember my first boss on this list was Dragonrider. So you can imagine that the second boss isn't going to be difficult, or the two of them isn't going to be difficult. And it's really not. This was also a part of the transitional portion of my build. I figured, hey, I'll use a weapon that's all dexterity, nothing else. Maybe I'll do good. So I grabbed the Darksteel Katana because it has an S ranking when maxed out. Therefore I was like, hey, high level dexterity, and it's a sword. Swords are cool. Negative hits. It doesn't have anything to rely on but your dexterity, so you're gonna struggle. Just like I did with some of these bosses. But either way, this boss, if you didn't kill the first boss, if you didn't kill the one Dragonrider, you won't make it through this game. But seriously, Twin Dragonriders is a cakewalk. I did die once, but in my defense, my sword broke mid-battle and I had no other weapon to change to, therefore postponing any damage. And the first Dragonrider hadn't been killed yet, so I couldn't really do anything about that. Yeah, let's go on to this fight. Prowling Magus and Congregation. You'll see later in the video that it's these little dudes that are honestly your biggest struggle. The bosses themselves aren't hard. It's literally mainly these guys. These guys take over half of Congregation's life, so that's always something to be awesome for. Then they also die in like 5 hits. Oh no, wrong one. I meant Prowling Magus dies in like 5 hits. Oh no, don't start the thing over. Cool. I know one time I was doing the audio for this video, and then I dropped my controller and it stopped all of it. I had to do all of my commentary over again, but I was on like the last boss of the video. That's not gonna happen this time. But You'll see after I kill Congregation here how easily Prowling Magus is to kill. As you can see, he died in 5 or 4 hits. He's a cakewalk. Now let's go to number 21, the Old Iron King. He's not first, because you always have the risk of getting knocked off the high wall. Or not the high wall, have the risk of falling into lava. And who wants to fall into lava? But seriously, you can track this boss's attacks, because he's so slow, and if I had his speed, I would never make it out of things blitzed. I can use his joke, I can use Prowling. Oh my god, something's wrong with me today, gentlemen. It's like 10 o'clock New Year's Eve. I haven't slept in a couple days. I'm out of it. Anyway, if you guys watch Sunburn Albino, yes, I watch him all the time, so I can use some of his jokes. It's not like he's going to notice me. This is the first video that I'm uploading to this channel, so if he gets noticed by him, then I'll be proud of myself. That is a high achievement. But anyway, Old Iron King, not a hard fight at all. It's just the risk of getting smacked so hard you fall into lava and die immediately. Trust me, it's happened to all of us. Don't feel bad. His fire you can also run out of reach, so that's pretty cool, I guess. After you do this fight, we will be good to go until the next one, which is 18. Yes, it's 18. You hear those fireworks outside, don't worry, it's just, you know, fireworks. Oh yeah, and he's a grateful, so he's kind of a disappointment. Number 18, or 20, my bad. I thought that was number 19 we were doing. Number 20, we have the Pursuer. This boss you have the risk of getting knocked off the high wall with. Okay, so the Dragonrider was my third boss fight. This was my second, Last Giant was my first. I have my own order down now. I need to get that down, probably. But anyway, this fight, still easy. A lot of the bosses in this game are easy, it's just, yeah, 30 of them. So it's not, so whenever this game takes a while to play, it's not that the bosses are hard, it's just there's fucking 30 of them. I don't think a game needs 30 bosses, I mean, come on now. At least throw in some hard bosses if you want to. Oh wait, if you did. No, I'm going to cut this video short because, you know, my weapon breaks and I have to go barefist them and you don't want to witness that. So let's go to number 19, Old Dragonslayer. This boss is easy, but it still makes you feel good whenever you win. Because if you guys don't remember, that is Ornstein from Dark Souls 1. I know, he's a lot easier to kill whenever it's just him. He pretty much plays the same as in Dark Souls 1, except, you know, this time he has some jumpy attacks and doesn't have a fat man with a mallet running after me. So it's still not as hard as the first time you fought him, which was in, you know, Souls 1. Which I might do a, hair in the mouth, I don't know why. But I might do a boss ranking of the first game. I'll just have to get a sort of capture card, and then, you know, a better computer. So I can't really do the boss compilation for that game just yet. But don't worry, I'm not going to leave it out. And I kind of can't do Demon Souls because I, you know, sold it, so that's always a thing. I mean, same with Dark Souls 1 on PS3, so I'll have to bootleg it on the PC. Anyway, Old Dragonslayer, not a hard fight at all. Let's go on to number 18. Flexile Sentry. This is the boss that you fight right after Dragonrider. Potentially. And he's not really that hard. Geez, a lot of these bosses in the early game aren't that hard. I wonder why. It's preparing for the pounding you'll take near the end of the game. And some of those last area bosses. Either way, the Flexile Sentry is not difficult. Some might even think that he's weaker than some of the other bosses I featured on this list. He just comes back as a generic enemy a few times in the game. Therefore, you have to deal with him a lot more than some of these others. So that's why he's up here on this list. Or higher, or high on this list. Let's go on to the next one. Next one being the Skeleton Lords. I honestly did not struggle as much as I thought I would with the Skeleton Lords. It's just, again, Skeleton Hordes can't do it. So I cut this clip short as well. Shortly after the third, or shortly before the third Skeleton Lord dies, I trimmed down the video to a halt. But it's understandable because I have demon fags chasing after me almost the entire time. So it's understandable why you wouldn't want to watch me just run around and almost get killed a bunch. I get it, fellas. So I think the weapons that I transitioned from were the, I started with the Scimitar, then I went on to the Lance, or the High Knight Lance. Oh, this clip's almost over too. So let's go on to the next one. Rat Vanguard. Slash weapon good, thrust weapon bad. As you can see, I almost get demolished here. But also this was in between me fighting the Dragonriders as well, or the Dragon Rider as well as just a few of the other bosses. But nonetheless, if you have a slash weapon, you can just sweep this entire room clean and not have to worry about it. But you know, I was stubborn and used a polearm. Polearm? I'm just doing commentary for this video.
Man, I fucked you up, didn't I?
I don't know if that's I'll use it. Not as much as that has. Yeah, but that's been aggravating me all night. A pain. This boss fight literally just speaks for itself. Some struggle, some don't. It really doesn't matter. Because he's not that hard whenever you get the hang of him down. I struggled with him so much that the first time I owned the game, I sold it because of this guy, so props to him. But first time I owned it was also back in the PS3 days, so if you had a group of people, he could just sweep the room. I don't even give two shits about it. Let's go on to number 14. The boss you fight before the Smelter Demon. If you light the windmill on fire, then there's not a lot of poison which she heals by. That's what it is. She's aggravating whenever she throws her head at you. But no, if you don't burn down the windmill, then the entire room is filled with poison which regenerates her health. So if you burn it down, then she's a lot more easier. But she's still a struggle whenever you're using a shitty weapon in between transitions in your build. Maybe you can see her throw her head and just have it explode out of nowhere. I might get lucky enough to have that happen. I don't know, but she's soul spears out of her face that she's holding. That's always nice. It's not that hard, but she definitely prepares you for the bosses afterwards. God. Oh, let's go on to the next one. Oh, great. First Great Soul you'll probably fight. The Lost Sinner isn't terribly difficult, but even as we're going to cut down into the top 10, we're still in the easy to medium range of difficulty. I didn't know until after I did this fight that you could light the torches to make the fight a lot easier. I should have tried to figure that out beforehand, or else he'd probably be a lot lower on the list, but you know. The fight pretty much consists of dodges and rollers. Made me say rollers because of that. It consists of you pretty much just dodging his attacks and then rolling out of the way whenever he goes to jump on your face. He, she, I can't remember. Either way, she's big. And she was the first boss I used the Vendrick sword on. I think. Yes, because the gargoyles were the last boss I used with the lance. So I went straight from lance to greatsword. And I barely make it out of this fight alive because I had to go do a magic game, so I didn't heal to try to make it last longer. Number 12, here we have the Ruined Sentinels. I hated this boss at first until I figured out, hey, you can kill 2 of them right here at the top of this place, and also robots are immune to magic. Had no clue about that. I have to think I'll have to use that to my advantage sometimes. But the fact that 3 of them, if you fight them all 3 at once, is hard. The fact that you can knock 2 down before the 3rd one you have to fight makes this boss still easy, but it can also not be a cakewalk. So you can always just jump down before you go where he jumps up, but why would you when you can just whittle him down to almost nothing and then jump down anyways? Because you'll get bewildered as why the 3rd one jumps up right here in a second. I know, it did something confusing to my genitals too. Now that you've taken on the 2nd one, let's just go for the kill and take out this 3rd one with ease. I hope. Oh, okay. I've still got 20. I mean, I've just still got 22 minutes left. Because it's a 44-minute long collection. Because there's 30 bosses in Dark Souls 2. And some of the clips I forgot to trim down from 5 minutes to whatever. But I'll probably just stay here. Alright, number 11 we have Scorpioness Najka. Now she does the usual that most female bosses without tops on do, and her hair is just super glued to her bosom so you don't see titties. But if it's all well and good. Her scorpion tails make it sad whenever, you know, she does anything that could be ladylike, which is absolutely nothing because you're over here getting skewered by stingers the whole time. You ever seen a lady scorpion part just kind of skewer you with her tail? That's something confusing to your genitals, believe me, I know. The only thing I don't like about her soul spear move is if she clicks you with her tail, she just barrages all 5 of her soul spears at you whenever they spawn. Therefore making her more of a pain whenever she's stabbing you with her lady parts, making this fight difficult even with a +10 S ranking black steel katana. It's a pain in the dick, trust me. Especially whenever you go to walk up to the fight and you're like, oh yeah, naked lady under the sand, and then a scorpion emerges from the ground and you're like, oh, Mortal Kombat flashbacks. Now whenever she goes under the sand jar like that, just don't worry, stand on the stone and she can't jump up and ruin your dreams. Even though all wet dreams of this fight have been ruined by there being a scorpion bottom half. Unless you're just turned on by scorpions, then you're a strange human being and I don't know how to conversate with you anymore. Alright, let's go on to the next one. We are breaking into the top 10 here with one of the 3 bosses that I absolutely hate in this game. I died so much to this boss, but I can't understand why. Oh, I know why. Those stupid fucking dogs and all their stupid anal beating make you toxic, therefore to where you just almost die but can barely manage to hang on by drinking the soup. I hate this boss. I hate this boss so much. It's just like the Capra Demon from Dark Souls 1, where if you put any type of small enemy into a boss fight, it gets 50 times worse. Just like this boss. He kissed my ass right on the whole part. I hate this boss so much. With a passion. It can lick the back of my dick twice on a Tuesday. I hate this boss. Which, by the way, Tuesday is tomorrow. Ha! I got clipping this dog in his toenail face makes him take more damage. So that's what I try to do for most of the rest of the fight. Except for right then, because I don't know how to aim a sword swing. And also, you always get clipped by his charge no matter where you are, because he kicks his back feet up like he's trying to kick someone's hopes and dreams. Oh wait, that's all he does. He ruins your hopes and dreams, runs you down with his little dog minions, and then, oh yeah, I killed the Rat King. Thanks for giving me something useless. Let's go on to number 9. Number 9 is the Rotten. An easy boss, but I was still in the transitioning of my build and got clipped a lot. I was still using that outfit to where I could get more souls. I used this outfit for most of the game, surprisingly. I used them all the way up until the Looking Glass night. Wow. By the time of the Looking Glass night, I had already started to try to move on to Havel's armor set by leveling up my stats and everything. But yeah, no. The Rotten kissed my ass more than 5 times. Because, you know, Bonfire Aesthetic boy to keep getting a soul over and over again. Because he's an easy boss. This was after I Bonfire Aesthetic for the 5th time. So, you know, he's just running me over like a treadmill. That's why he's also so high up on this list, because I beat him in 3 minutes. And also there's an AoE that doesn't ever exist ever once you get to New Game Plus 5. I know, it's strange. But why I was still using this outfit at this point, I don't know. Just ask your dad. Why would your dad know why I was using this outfit? I don't know. But either way, at first, boss isn't hard at all. He'd be much, much higher on the list. But you remember this is New Game Plus 5 because I forgot to do it. Get footage all the other 4 times. That's why sometimes attacks hit twice, if you noticed right then and there. He also drained all of my essence for that fight, so congrats to him, I guess. Number 8, Dude's Spear Freja. This was the last boss. Almost. No, this is not the last boss that I used the Black Steel Katana on. This was one of the first ones that I used it on. And I hate this boss. I hate it. At first on Scholar of the First Sin, they didn't have the ability for the spiders to not respawn. At first, all they did was just respawn over and over again, to where you always had to put up fucking spiders the entire idea of the fight. I hated it. I hated it so much. You know, we're close to breaking into the top 5. I mean, if I can stop rampaging on this game, and once this uploads, I can finally uninstall it. I'm so ready. I had to uninstall. I had to keep the game uninstalled, even though I don't own it. Therefore, all my files wouldn't get corrupted. Because trust me, I've had that happen before. Well, no, here in the last clip, in number 1, I'll talk about the boss, and then I'll explain some of the other projects I'm doing for you guys. I think you're gonna love it. Let's go to number 7, though, which, oh yeah, the Looking Glass Knight. Oh my god, this fight. He's a trash monster. But wait, there's more. His shield negates all damage. Do you really think a halberd wouldn't break a mirror right on impact? I know, it's gay. I hate this boss. This is my least favorite boss and my second least favorite boss in the game. It's not that I struggle with them, it's that I struggle with them. Now that we're in the top 7, these are all bosses that I mainly struggled with. Some of them I didn't. It's just with the particular build that I did, I struggled with them. I usually don't struggle with this boss whenever I'm not playing the game. But, you know. Looking Glass Knight has his priorities. And the fact that he looks like Jesus in knight's armor doesn't help the fact that he's so stupid. I hate this boss. I hate this boss. Obviously, the backstabs are the name of his, or should be the name of your game when doing this fight. And I rolled the wrong way, so look at me. Also, I let my stamina refill for a little bit because he goes to mirror squire me right here in a second. And that should be never okay. He mirror squires me right here, so I let my stamina refill and then I go to town on him because no one likes you looking last night. You're a piece of ass toast, and that's why you're dead. And you didn't get to mirror squire me, cunt muffin. Let's go on to number 6. I hate this boss so much. Number 6, we have the Executioner's Chariot. I struggled so hard with this boss. I absolutely fucking hated this boss so much. I am anal about blocking, therefore I got rammed by him twice. And then, you know, these skeletons are trash monsters and they're filled with AIDS. I waited until they all got clipped so I could just heal and, you know, run along my path. Oh. Odd. Anyways, whenever you get closer to this portion of the fight, whenever you get to the lever, you know, you just pull the lever and then, you know, kind of does this thing and he dies. When he dies, he's my favorite boss in the game. As you can see, my pure hatred for this fight lies in the fact that, I got clipped right there last time and that killed me. So I figured I would just let the skeleton, or the skeleton horse rider, take care of those. But negative, I didn't let that happen. I let him take care of that last one because, you know, he's an aid machine. But after you kill all the skeletons, he's not hard at all. This takes him not getting hit by a horse. As you can see, he's not hard, but let's go to number 5. Velstadt the Royal Aegis. Not much to say about this boss, other than the fact that he's gay. This is one of the near-ending fights in the game. For where he's at in the game, he's not difficult. I honestly don't know why I put him up here. I guess I could have switched out him and Demon Song because I struggled with Demon Song a lot more than Velstadt. I guess because I was fully protected, or I guess because I was fully protected in this fight and still took the same amount of damage as I did going against Demon Song. Yeah. I mean, whenever he gets dark, he does a little bit more damage, but I mean, I didn't struggle with him, and he's definitely not a hard boss. I'm still pondering why I put him this high on the list. I don't know, I confuse myself more and more every day. Hey guys, look, we're in the top 5. We only have 4 more to talk about. I'm gonna hate myself with these next ones. Number 4, we've got the Guardian Dragon. As you can see, I was getting gang raped on. I don't really prefer that, but I struggled with the Hide Knight Dragon, therefore I struggle with the Guardian Dragon. Halberds aren't really the name, or melee weapons aren't really the name of your game whenever you're going against the Hide Knight Dragon. Or not the Hide Knight, damn it. Whenever you're going against the Guardian Dragon. I hope you guys are okay with raw commentary because I'm not going and redoing this. Negative. I don't read off scripts, I come up with everything off the top of my head if you did not know. Those of you that know me from X43 know that everything just comes off the top of my head. Except for that, I wish that never would come on me in the first place. That's what she said. Sad face. But no, whenever he flies up and just breathes his fire, just go to the corners of the area and you should be good to go. I don't know what kind of crazy RNG I triggered for this fight, but he wanted to do that a lot. And like, He wanted to do that a lot. I don't know why. Guess it must have been something crazy that I did. But he just wanted to fly around so much. Sometimes I just let him hit me with the fire. I'm just kidding. I would never. But it's like he lands and then immediately goes to fly back up. It bewilders me more and more every day. But no, it seems like you can never roll out of reach for that fireball. So as long as you don't let him breathe down your taint, you should be good to go. This fight isn't really that hard. It's just the next few that are going to make me want to cringe, cream myself, and die. In that order. When I cringe myself, I cream. When I cream, I die. Therefore, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I have no idea. But either way, Guardian Dragon, he's not terribly difficult, but you know, it's me, so I'm going to struggle with most things in life. So let's go on to number 2, I think. No, we're going on to number 3. Yeah, wow. Number 3, Throne Watcher and Throne Defender, more like Throne Bitches, because I hate them so much. They are the worst things, and as you can see, I even had to have an ally help me because I could not do it by myself. This boss is a pain. Little did I know until after I'd already beaten this game, you can skip this fight. Oh my god. This angers me to a point of where I hate this boss, but this is not my least favorite boss, and it's not my number 1 hated boss. Okay. I have 4 bosses that I hate. This is the second one. I just realized this is one of my least favorite fights in the game. My least favorite fight, obviously, I put in last because, oh my god, if you don't struggle with the boss fight, I need to call you right now and reward you, because I'm sure no matter how much time you've taken out of your day, you're always going to struggle with this next boss, or with the last boss. And I'm not talking about Nashandra. I'm talking about the last boss on this list. Now, the one thing that I don't like about this boss is both of them have the ability to enchant their weapons. Shouldn't only one have the ability, not both of them? You know, it makes me cringe and I want to die every time that it happens. See, now he's two-handing his sword, therefore let's whittle down the Watcher. If I can get in reach to actually hit her, him, her, whatever you are. And let's not try to clip the Throne Defender until we've killed the Watcher. Oops, look what I did. I accidentally killed the Defender. I also killed the Watcher. This boss fight took me so long, but I'm glad that I finished it. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 is King Vendrick. One of the last fights that I did in the game. As you can see, I'm not doing a whole lot of damage, but the reason he's at number 2 and not lower is because if you have all 5 Giant Lord souls, which I did not have when doing this fight, his health doubles by each boss soul that you don't have, or each Giant Lord soul that you don't have. I had all but one, so you know he's not taking any health down by 300 damage. And it also doesn't help that he can kill you in 2 hits if you don't heal. I know how to properly heal, therefore I didn't get killed in 2 hits. King Vendrick can and cannot be a pain. It's just the fact that you do so little damage if you don't have all 5 souls, and he does so much no matter what. The first time I did this fight, I used all of my Giant Lord souls after I died to try to level up to fight him again. When I came back, I was dealing 4 damage, and he was killing me in 1 hit every time. I was like, screw it, I can't do this fight. But either way, King Vendrick, you don't have to fight him. You have to hit him first, actually, before he'll fight you, because it's like you smack him, and he's like, do you really want to fight me? And then you're just like, yeah, bitch, fight me. And then he's just like, You're dumb. Okay. And then he goes to town on you. Unless you have all 5 souls to where you go to town on him. If you don't have all 5, if you have 4, it's a fairly even matchup. If you have 3 or less, don't try the fight. Obviously, as you can see in my 600 attack, he's only doing 300 to King Vendrick. And you haven't seen me get clipped yet, but trust me, it happens. Yeah, right there. Full Havel armor. I can mid-roll. I get obliterated by 1 hit. 1 hit. Jesus. 1 hit just ruins my day. That's why he's at number 2. But the last Giant Lord soul that you need to get, you get from the number 1 fight. The number 1 boss was the last boss that I fought in this playthrough. And it makes sense because right after I killed him, I traded in this game. Seriously, I was tempted to not even put him in the list. But, you know, I didn't give up at all. And boom, he made it to the list. Therefore, we have number 1. Who did you think it was going to be? Really? The clip's like 3 minutes long, but I trimmed it down to the brim. He's not taking that much damage. But if you don't let him breathe on you, the fight cannot be that hard. But, you know, he likes to breathe on you anytime he gets the chance to, and you have to run directly behind him to not get clipped by fire. You have to stand close to his tail, as you can see, to not get clipped by fire. It's annoying. Sometimes fire will still clip you, and no matter what health you're at, getting stepped on always kills you in 1 hit. I hate this boss. He's my least favorite boss in Souls history. Seriously. My least favorite Souls game has my least favorite boss in the entire series, and it's understandable. I hate this boss. I'll let you guys watch the strategy here, and I'm going to talk about what's going to be coming within a few weeks. But first I want to tell you guys a little bit about myself, for those of you that don't know. On YouTube I am Alarith Games, but my main name is James Trainum, but you guys can also call me Jamie whenever you comment. I'm 17, I live in South Carolina. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm 17, I live in South Carolina. I'm a junior in high school. Therefore, I, get, and still in school. So my YouTube schedule is going to be weird for a little bit until I, get handled back into school. So, yeah, I'm going to try to stick to Mondays through Fridays, and then not do uploads on the weekends. Those will be my main recording days. But I'm gonna have to do some main recording throughout certain days during this week because of me not having videos prepared. Also, I'm not really sure what all content I'm going to exactly do, but today, technically today's Sunday, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, this video is getting uploaded. That Tuesday, I'm probably going to do I'm going to start streaming the Battlefront 2 campaign because I've heard that it's really good. Because I have yet to play it, and I need to. After that, I'm probably going to keep doing more campaigns and stuff. I might start a Destiny 2 Let's Play, starting as a new character, probably the Hunter. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna have to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, and I'll see you guys later in this week with new videos. I also want to wish everyone a happy new year.